We in the office.
There's a price you pay for the game you play.
Oh! We in the office. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Say It How You Feel. Tonight, we have some deep shit for you guys. We're going to be hitting some heartstrings today. We're going to be talking about some real stuff. But please, bear with us. A lot of things we're talking about is opinionated, but there are a lot of facts supporting it. Okay. And we're going to be talking about a tale of two cities, right? Two different Americas, two different lifestyles. And we want you guys to voice your opinions either through comments, text, post. But we definitely want to hear what you guys think as well, listening from this episode. Because it's not just us, it's everyone as a whole. We are one nation, undivided. So without further ado, I'm Say,
I'm free.
And I'm Mo.
and this is Say How You Feel.
Oh, and here we are, right? So I'm gonna start this out real quick. Racism is not based on some empirical generalization. It is based rather on an ontological affirmation. And that's a quote from the honorable ancestor, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., meaning these systems and these people have been put in place. And that bias that they have, that hatred, that superior complex is really like faith in God almost.
It's like a religion.
It really is. It ties deep. It ties a lot deeper than people want to admit. And I feel like that's one reason why it's so entwined into everything in American society.
It's a ideology, and the more you continue to tell yourself, it's like a convincing yourself that the lies are true. If you continue to tell yourself that over time, you begin to believe it. So it's a false reality.
These motherfuckers living in the Matrix, bro.
Basically,
I personally believe, right, when it comes to race in America, and when it comes to our systems and everything that we have in place in America, uh, it's deep, man. Uh, I know we talk about this shit all the time, and Mo had a very good point. He said nothing moves in America without the black man and black woman pushing it and driving it. We can go all the way back to the beginning of when this country was founded and what it was founded on, and the black face and the black hands have been behind it from the beginning. So it's interesting to see that, when you break down the ideology, the religion, the faith, the stereotypes and the stigmas and everything that comes with it, how ingrained it is, to where if you oppose it, it almost seems like it's un-American.
Yep.
And that is why this
it is un-American to oppose those systems.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, man.
When we talk about a tale of two cities, right, there's countless stories we could talk about where people weren't treated fairly, and the only difference or factor or variable was race, right? A perfect story or analogy or breakdown is Breonna Taylor, right? We had a young woman in her home, in the comfort of her own home, right, minding her own business, sleeping, was abruptly woken up, right, by knocking, and in the middle of everything that was going on, was caught in the middle of crossfire, essentially, right? Killed in her own home. And it took months before anything was done, right? That's a fact. This is a fact. And even now, to this very day, they are denying any type of allegations that anything was done wrong. Everything was done by the book, even though we have countless amounts of evidence proving that that is not the case. And then we have someone who decides they want to riot the Capitol and is shot in the process, right? And people are outraged. Tell me, how does that even make any sense? It clearly does not make any sense. And that is a perfect example of a tale of two different Americas.
And it breaks down also when you talk about these two different Americas, is how you got these bastards saying, if they want my guns, they're going to have to come take them, come prime from my cold, dead hands. And this man was in his home in the middle of a night, and there was a no-knock warrant. No knock. He grabbed his shit. as he was supposed to. Luckily, he didn't have better training,
Mm.
but you know what I'm saying, the whole thing is nobody announced themselves. He was letting off. He was defending his castle. And these same people are saying, well, why did he have a gun? And what the fuck do you mean? Does the
First of all,
Second Amendment, does that only apply to
it's an open carry
Whites.
state. It's an open carry state. So why do you have? So it really comes down to the lawmakers. Why is it that it's a law? It's a open carry state, but yet there's no knock warrants. Those two don't mix together at
They don't
all.
mix together.
And that's just common sense. And I'm not a lawmaker. I don't have the same level of education as a lawmaker does or anyone that's within that field, and I know that that does not make sense. Like you say and Mo say, make it make sense, please make it make sense. God damn, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off,
It
man.
nah,
Please
it's all
continue.
good, bro.
yeah, sorry.
That's just one, right? I'll give you another one that is one that I still like. It hits hard, right?
Hmm.
Cleve Broder,
Mm,
right? The
I still
man,
can't. Man.
he spent 3 years in jail for a crime he did not commit. He did not steal anything. He didn't have any guns on him. He didn't do anything that was against the law. And for 3 years, he sat because the justice system failed him, and there was no way for him to financially afford a way out.
he was lost in the judicial system.
I
For
don't like to.
3 fucking years.
The system didn't fail him, they set him up. They took that man. They legit took him, even if he did commit that crime,
But you didn't.
which he didn't, which he did not. But if he did, knock on wood, who in the fuck would get a 3 year sentence in jail, solitary confinement? Right? I
No,
think
he
it was
didn't even
sol-
get it. He didn't get a sentence, bro.
he
He
didn't get a.
sat
He was
in jail
floating. He was just
pending
floating.
a trial
Yeah.
because he could not afford either bail or he could not afford any other way to get out. So because of that, they sat and they kept postponing and postponing. And then on top of that, the only way he could survive, right, was him getting mixed up in everything that was going on. He ended up in solitary confinement.
Just to survive, just so that he could survive.
He was a
Damn.
minor when they locked him up,
He
right?
was a minor when they locked him up. On top of that,
So you threw a kid in here with wolves. You know what you thought was gonna happen. It's either
Huh?
you gonna eat or get ate. At the end of the day, what ended up happening with that case is the fact of there was a person that was lost in the system. The whole right to a speedy trial bullshit goes out the fucking window when you're talking about a place that has millions on top of millions of people living on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he was lost in the system. There was no way out. He had nothing. There was nothing he could
Yeah.
do at that point. How many other cases are there like that though? You
Yeah.
know, how many other
yes.
people are just lost in the system? And that's why it's the shit's broken. We all know it's broken. We have the power to fix things now. You know, people need to start making some moves to, if we look at, having a black president or having a black vice president as progress, what about the things that come with that progress? Okay, well, since those are the people that we seeing now,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
how come we still got these bullshit laws in place that, monopolize black bodies, you know?
Mm. But not to take away, but to get back to the point, right?
Yeah, I'm
That
sorry, my
young
fault.
man, nah, it's all good. That young man spent 3 years of his life, right, behind bars when there was absolutely no need to. Okay. And then you have someone who, again, goes to the Capitol, steals fucking information,
Government
and then
property.
makes an attempt to sell it to Russia, right? Or declares that they're going to commit treason, right? And guess what they get to do at the end of the night?
Still go home.
I'm gonna go home, my mom, and kick my feet up.
Hmm.
Where was she from, Mo?
She actually happens to be from the Harrisburg area in Pennsylvania. That's crazy.
Isn't that
That's
something?
insane, right here in Central PA.
Damn.
Yeah,
Bro,
So
yeah,
make
people
it
that
make
man.
sense, dogs.
yeah,
Make it
yeah,
make
dog.
sense, dog.
Please
But
make it.
then you look at, we talk about that, and then we look at, a 12-year-old boy that's out playing with a toy gun at a park and is shot
Mm,
within what, 6 seconds? of officers arriving on scene. It was less than 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
They got on scene and they murdered this boy playing in a park with a toy gun, an obvious adolescent. And then, you have a mass murderer who decides to go into a church and,
Kill nine
kill a
people.
kill a bunch of people that's praying, chilling. And this kid gets a vest and taking the fucking Burger King. And this is an obvious separation in what we classify as a human who is worthy of life at this point. You know what I'm saying? Who's worth what the punishment that comes with your skin color is a death sentence.
Mm.
And that is insane. Here we are in the 21st century,
Mm.
and this is still the case.
Yep.
Your skin color comes with a death sentence.
Comes with the
And
consequence.
that's on all facets of the word. They want to do
Right.
testing, they want to do fucking experiments. Who are we going to choose first?
Yeah, fuck out of here.
Who
I
are they
don't
going to
give a
choose
I
fuck.
first?
damn.
I'm not getting the COVID
Listen,
19
I'm just
vaccine.
it's on all. We can go back to when they're doing syphilis.
Syphilis down
Yeah,
in Tuskegee.
come on
Mm,
now. You're
mm.
you're literally, bro. Your skin color comes with a death sentence, and
Or,
throughout
or
history, bro.
we
Go
can
ahead.
even go where they're giving these black women hysterectomies without their knowledge. You
Mm.
know, making these women barren without their knowledge. That's
Okay.
crazy. Experimenting on these other humans, and we're looked at as less than.
Most of us don't know where we come from, our heritage, our culture, like going hundreds of years. We got to go through a fucking app just to or
Not even, because who the fuck knows if that's accurate or not.
And
exactly.
all of that is perpetuated by the white man, brothers. These
You
are
stupid.
all caucus systems put into place to make you wonder and question and give you this false information that you came from a certain place. They don't know where the fuck you came from. Come
Right.
on, dog. Come on, dog.
Right.
But as you were saying, free.
Yeah.
No,
So
it's like crazy outlandish, and you can take it as far you can use your imagination and take it as far as you want. But I sometimes I do think racism was based off of fear that they have towards um black and brown people, because they know what we're capable of. They know our true potential. They know our history, and we don't know our own history. And
Mm.
that is what they benefit. They benefit from us being suppressed by our own knowledge, our own culture, where we
Bro,
truly come from.
what is it? What? Again, history major, right? What happens when you win a victory or you conquer a nation? What do you do as a
you
conqueror?
erase their history.
That's right. That's a fact. Like that is what you do, and there is a reason for why you do that, right? And they also say it's a reason why it's called his story, right?
Mm,
It's their version of it. So that has always been the premise for conquering others and erasing others. Do you know how much information that was lost in so many wars going predated so many years back in the Middle East alone? You know, it's not surprising, and it continues to unfold that way. Even in America to this day, right? They're still changing textbooks to say slavery was a choice. I
yep.
heard in Texas they have textbooks that say slavery was a choice.
They
No,
call
no, no,
slaves immigrants. They call
no, no.
slaves immigrants.
They didn't say slavery was a choice. I think they said that
They pulled
the
a
slaves
Kanye.
had a good life. They also made it seem like, oh yeah, I love it here. This is awesome. I get
This
work
was
every now and
great.
then, but this is it's all right. I get fed. I mean, shit.
Nah,
I
bro. You
gets to
More,
see,
eat. I gets
I,
to sing. I gets to work all day. Man, come on, dog. Who?
I'm telling you, bro. It's beyond that, right? It's
yeah.
so deep. It's so deep ingrained into everything we do. But then let's talk about what we bring to the table as a people, as a culture, right? When you think, and again, Mo hit that shit. He hit the nail on the head. When you think about every single thing that Black people have done for America, what the fuck have they done for us? When it comes to the music, the culture, just the style, the soul, the energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know back in the 60s, back when Motown, all those other records, and they had everything segregated, right? And the music was blowing back then. Because the motherfuckers were singing, right? They would always have voiceovers. They called Elvis Presley the king, right? Who the fuck was he getting his music from?
It was a
Nothing but
whole
white
dude. It
people.
was a whole nother man. Like there was a black dude that Elvis stole
His persona, his style,
everything from.
everything
That's
from,
right.
bro. Every fucking thing.
Everything.
On top of
And he's
that,
not the only
Elvis.
one.
On top of that,
No,
Elvis like little kids. So I mean,
Mm.
that's just
completely.
adding to the
I'm
slime
just
ball
adding
piece
to
of
it.
shit
Exactly.
motherfucker that
I
he
just felt
was.
like doing that. I just felt like doing that.
He's
You
like,
know,
boo, 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 get him.
but
Locked
my
on.
the biggest thing, bro, is that it's not even strictly in an entertainment facet. You think about other advancements that have happened here on American soil by the hands of black inventors that made life
Mm,
better, right?
mm,
And those inventions that have been stolen and rebranded and renamed, right?
mm.
Mm.
Now is the time for change to happen.
Gotta shake shit up. You gotta shake the tree.
Now is the time. Now is
Yep.
the time. This two Americas, this two cities thing can be it's still gonna be two Americas. It's still gonna be split. But we can, you know what I'm saying? We can blend them shits a little better.
Right.
Slowly
Blend
bring
them
it
shits.
together.
We could blend them just a little bit better by breaking
Um.
down some of these institutions that are already set up.
Hmm.
Bullshit.
I
Shit
agree.
that's been in place for the past two, three
Word.
hundred years. Like, come on, baby. It's time to upgrade that shit. You get a new iPhone every fucking year. We got the same laws from fucking 1865 or some shit like that. Like, come on, baby. Make
Right.
it make sense. Make the
Um.
shit make sense.
I can tell you right now, black and brown people, we push this country. If it wasn't for our culture, what the hell would this country be? A fucking saltine cracker. I'm sorry.
No, no, it's fine. There's another thing I want to address because I know you say black and brown, right? But let's keep it a buck too, right? There's a lot, and I'm
Keep it a
Puerto Rican.
stack.
Yeah, say how you feel, right? Say how you feel.
Say this shit how you feel.
I'm Puerto
Please,
Rican,
please.
right? I'm Puerto Rican and I'm Jamaican, right? And I know and I live in a predominantly Latino community. I don't like to say Hispanic because the term itself is fucking derogatory for anyone that truly knows history. So I say Latino, right? And even from me coming from a Latino community and growing up, I know there is a lot of fucking Latinos that do not fuck with blacks, and they view
Oh,
blacks worse than
oh,
whites do, bro. Am I preaching on the
oh,
truth?
what?
Bro,
What?
it's disgusting how a lot of like older Latinos view black people. They don't
Hmm.
view us as human beings. If anything, bro,
They're
I
worse.
I know, I don't want to, I'm not dropping names, but I know someone who is Wesley Snipes black. This motherfucker's charcoal, right? Puerto Rican dude. Call this man black. See how he acts. See how he acts. You call him black and he's going to fucking lose his mind, right?
When we get off the air, I want you to tell me his name because when
I
I
got
meet
you.
him, I'm gonna call that nigga Chain Smoke.
Fuck
Train
that.
Smoke.
I'm gonna
but
call them the N word to his face. What
but
a
the point
hardy you are.
the point of matter, right? The point of everything is that they want to be so far removed because they understand the concept that is ingrained with being black. That is how you subconsciously let other people know that you know what's going on, but you deny the fact. And then when it's brought to your attention, you say, "Oh, it doesn't fucking exist." If it doesn't exist, then what's so wrong with being black?
My ex, I had a conversation with my ex. I was, we were talking about Black history. We were just talking about like the problems that we go through as Black and brown, and she tried to separate um Latino and Black, and she's Puerto Rican. And I told her, you know, you know that you know the history of Puerto Rico, right? You know, before Spain came to invade or whatever they did, y'all look black, right? Y'all were black, and she's like, "I don't care, I'm Boricua." I'm like, it's like they don't care, like they know, but they just don't want to accept the fact. They don't want to
No, it is like you
associate
said, Jane
themselves.
Elliott, right? You said Jane Elliott was her name, the
Yeah,
professor, the doctor, right? It's the
yeah,
same concept. They understand,
they
bro.
know.
I'm telling you,
That's
I know. I'm Puerto Rican, bro. I fucking know, motherfucker. I know, right? They understand the concept and the stigma that comes with being black, and that comes from it being ingrained into your mind from the day since before you were born. Do you understand that how far it goes? So when I hear a motherfucker that tells me, "Oh, it was 400 years ago," right? It was 400 years ago. Please get over it. But you start talking about the Holocaust. Oh my God.
you talk about
How
nine
could you,
11.
you animal?
No, never forget 9/11. Oh, but You
And that
know,
was an
we
inside job. Your own government
that's a
secret.
whole different story. That's a
Stop,
whole
Your
different story.
don't,
own
Look,
don't,
government. That
do
show you
not do
what the,
that.
that show you
Do
how the fuck the government feel about you
I will
as a
say,
fucking
listen,
American
I did a
citizen.
lot
Get
of
the fuck
research on
out.
that. Neglect, yes. Inside job,
mm,
neglect,
I don't know,
yes.
brother. I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, that's a story for another day.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
But
another
yes,
time.
but that's that's the point, man. That's the point that I'm making, right? Even in Latino communities, man, when it comes down to the cause and it comes down to truly understanding, right? I get it, bro. All lives matter. Yo, I'm with you, bro. I'm fucking with you. I'm here. But you can't say all lives matter. But when I say Black lives matter, you're like, oh, hold on now. You're taking it too far. No, it's
We don't need to get
impossible.
specific here. We don't need to get
Yeah.
specific.
Exactly, right? Like, it's what? We know.
Why put a color on it?
Right?
Why you gotta
No,
put a
get the
color?
We
fuck out of
fucking
here.
know. We know, bro. All lives can't matter if Black lives don't matter. It's
The
fucking impossible.
the irony of Blue Lives Matter and All Lives Matter is that the capital. I hate. We always going back to the Capitol riot, but I mean, there's a lot of
A lot of
ample.
symbolism in what the fuck happened. That's
There's
all I'm
a
gonna say.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can break down on that whole event, that whole incident, whatever you want to call it. But
Insurrection, nigga. That's what the
for
fuck I want
all
to call it.
those people,
Yeah,
those are
let's
the
call
very
it what
same
it
people.
is.
Yeah,
Say that shit what it is.
insurrection. But those are the very same people that say all lives matter, blue lives matter. But y'all beating the shit out of cops.
Facts.
Y'all killed the
Yeah,
cops.
beating them just like y'all beat black people. Look at that. Isn't that crazy?
You know what I'm saying? You know,
Ain't it
so
crazy when the rabbit got the gun? Damn. As a police officer, to look at this shit like, this what the fuck this shit feel like? All these boots coming down and shit. That's what this shit
Yo.
feel like.
we gotta.
This
We
not
need to.
funny. I'm so sorry. Look, I'm not trying to make light of the fact that this man lost his life. I'm not trying to make light of the fact that another one got beat with a fucking flagpole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not trying to make light of that fact. But what I'm pointing out is the irony of this shit. Like you got two sides that, usually go kind of hand in hand when it comes to these situations. And they are one side is beating the shit out of the other side. The other side is just like, whoa, this is not, I'm not supposed, this ain't supposed to happen to me,
Right.
you know?
Right.
But
Should have
shout
happened to
out to the
anybody.
night shift. Shout out to the Capitol Police night shift that came out there
Yup.
and did what the fuck was supposed to happen.
They was out there.
Right.
They was
All
on
right.
some shit
Shout
that
out
I
to
was on
them.
some shit. Like, that's
They,
how I would have been
they
getting down.
ready. They were ready for
Spread
it.
his feet. Spread their shits for him, bro.
They was out
Care
there
about her
body pushing
rating.
people. Like, fuck that.
Ready to
Y'all
goose
fucking with the
that
day shift.
shit out of somebody.
Facts.
Yeah.
Big facts.
This is the capital. And kick him off for the right. Just riot shield
Yo.
out.
And they fought. They tumbled down those. They tumbled down those steep ass stairs.
Yo. Facts, bro. You know what? You talking about stairs now. You seen the shit where the dude was the motherfuckers in riot gear, day shift, of course, walking this bitch down the steps, bro. Walking her
Holding
down
her
the step.
arm.
Are you okay, ma'am? Really? That bitch had no
Did you
business
have a
being
good
there in the
time?
first place.
Did you have a good time? Did you
Yo.
get any
Come on back
souvenirs?
now.
Did you stop at the gift shop?
Right.
Come on, dog.
She had no fucking
It
business
showed.
being there, bro.
This bitch had, and I think in one hand she had signs saying like, talking about, whatever the issue was, and in the other hand she's holding the cop's hand. You can't make this shit up. You just can't make it up, dog.
That shows you. That shows the world. It
The
shows
hypocrisy.
everybody the hypocrisy that there's a clear line drawn in the sand, in the dirt across this great nation.
Yep.
That one America exists for one group of people and another America exists for the other. And they don't mix like water and oil. It don't even make sense. But,
And yeah,
you see it. And what are y'all going to do about it? We ain't going to do shit about it. The world ain't going to do shit about it. Look, that's America. You
No.
know?
no,
God damn.
no, I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why. I personally always looked at America like a wife. Right? It's gonna sound crazy, but check this shit out. You can't fucking live with her, but you damn sure can't live without her. Right? It's a love-hate relationship with America. But I
Yeah.
also do believe, right? The longer you guys stay together, right? Depending on who, the longer you guys get together, you guys get to know one another, things start to change. You are horrible, Mo. I hate you. Yeah, fucking- the longer you stay, right? The longer you get to truly know. I mean, sometimes you got to walk away, but if you got to leave, you got to leave, right? But the longer
So,
it works,
so when is it time to cut ties and move on?
when
Oh, but
Bro,
when is it time?
somebody is gonna be watching this that
no, no,
got
no, no,
marital
hold on.
problems,
I know, I
and
know.
they're gonna be like, you know what?
They're gonna hate me
You know
for
what,
this.
babe?
Like, what the fuck? I'm sick
He
of
gonna be
this shit,
he gonna be on the bed right by his wife, looking at shoulder soul, and be like, you
bitch.
know
It's
what?
time to go.
I
He
think
gonna be like,
I think we need a divorce.
you know what? This bitch is America, and I'm a black man.
That too.
You don't give a fuck about me, but get up. She
Bitch,
gonna
it's
be a
time to
dead.
go.
He gonna
Okay,
break up. He gonna
hold
break up
on.
with his
I
old
was
girl,
Dead sleep. She gonna
bro.
be in a dead sleep.
He
He
gonna
gonna
break
wrap her
up.
ass up in an American flag and snatch her ass off the bed.
Yo, he
Get out
gonna
of here,
break up with
bitch.
his ex. Yo, he gonna break up with his girl and call that bitch America. Like
listen.
that ass.
I swear to God, I was on a good track. Hold on, you guys fucked me up. Listen, it's a love hate relationship, right? But no, seriously, seriously,
All
right?
right.
No, and this is also good, right? When it comes to a marriage and it comes to working things out, there is a point in time, yes, there is, where you know to step away, right? And that just depends on values and what was broken, and maybe there's so much damage, right? Like if you drop a plate and you put it back together, it's never going to be the same. You do that 3 or 4 more times, you have dust, and that is when it's time to step away, right? But when it comes to America, right, and all the things that have happened, right, right now I feel like we're coming to a shift to where like we have everything that we need to move forward, right? And there's relationships out there that last 60 years, 50 years and plus, but it takes time to get to know one another, understand the balance, right? Balance is everything when it comes to this, and it's
Right.
just like a marriage. But with the analogy that I'm getting at is a marriage that works, because it can work, bro. We can get past it.
It takes the understanding and the commitment to
Mm,
wanting to be better
that's right.
for the marriage to work.
That's right.
It
Yep.
takes the understanding that y'all know where you coming from. I completely understand what you're going through, baby, and I'm
Yes.
here for you. I'm
That's
here
right.
to make things better.
Yes.
So what can I do to help you? And then
Yes.
listening, paying attention to whatever the fuck you asked, that
Yes.
answer, and then implementing something to make sure that, that comfortability is there.
Yes.
Because then you have trust, right? You
Mm,
got trust and you got faith. When I interrupted and said, when is it time to walk away? How much trust and how much faith have we as a people put into this nation?
mm,
How many times have we been the bigger people and said, you know what? We're sorry. We shouldn't have been out late. That boy shouldn't have been in that park unattended. We there's always an excuse that has to be made, but nobody on that side ever has to take fucking responsibility for their actions or why it ended up where it is. So when is it time, for people to be held accountable, and when is it time for us to say, you know what, fuck it, they'll never do it.
What?
So why keep why stay in this fucking
Yeah.
abusive ass relationship for this bitch who don't fucking listen. She beat you up all the fucking time, cheat on you and shit, treat you like shit. You here all day working, just trying to be the best you can be. You come home to this raggedy bitch calling your names, spitting in your food,
mm.
pissing and shitting whatever the fuck you want to, and your ass gotta clean it up.
Damn. No house training. No.
No
Like
house
no.
training. That's
No.
Just
America.
a
Just
raggedy,
bacon and beer,
reckless
bro. Bacon and
bitch.
beer. Yeah.
Bacon
And
and
guns. So you can't even do shit with the bitch because she got the strap on her at all times. So it's like, what you gonna do? You
no.
did
She,
act up. She fuck around a fire on your ass, and now
Now
you,
what?
So
self defense. I was
now what?
afraid. I was afraid. I was feared for my life.
That don't apply to us. That don't apply to us, dog. Gotta think about who we talking about.
That's right.
Talk about America.
America.
She a bad bitch too. Bad
Like
bitch.
you could take
She
that
is a
either way.
bad bitch.
That's a double entendre.
Mm. Well said, Mo. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's like the game is handicapped, man. Constantly
Yeah.
handicapped. And it's in every facet, whether it's education, because when you look at the school to prison pipeline, like the schools, the reason I send my daughter to private school is because I expect her to go to college one day, and it's
Right.
not me talking down on public school, but looking at public schools, bro, they look like a facility. This doesn't look like someplace you're here to learn. It looks like you locked up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's insane. And for us to be such a, a, a superpower in the world, that superpower, that most of that currency that's funding that superpower is still off of black backs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Black and brown culture. And yet
Facts.
we are still looked at the way we are by law enforcement and the judicial system and the professional sense. It's crazy. It is crazy. And it's not to say that black people have it harder than anybody else. But at the same time, we kind of do.
No,
There's
no, 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 no. Say how you feel.
we
Yeah,
do. We
we
definitely
do.
do.
We
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 definitely
we're not gonna we're not gonna pussyfoot around that. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
I apologize for pandering to the audience a little bit. But regardless of the fact,
Say that shit how
Pussyfooting.
you feel. I want to dig into some stuff, right? Let's get to it. Let's start digging our hands into some of this stuff, right? Again, this is one of those episodes where we gonna be cracking jokes, we're gonna be laughing, we're gonna be doing our thing, but we have points to come across, and one of the biggest ones that I want to discuss is what I witnessed not too long ago, and I'm gonna be talking about law enforcement, right? Law enforcement and people of color, there always seems to be an extreme correlation, right? And it's not a good one. I personally, I know this is the case, right? I've worked with many different agencies, many different people, and I see when it comes to a black life, it is viewed as something negative, right? When you look at the videos they do training on, you look at the stuff that they're teaching, a black person, for whatever reason, 9 out of 10 times is the sole focal point. Now,
Mm.
if you're working in a community that has an influx of drugs, right? Let's say you're working in a community of color, you're gonna have people of color that you're gonna deal with that are gonna be criminals. I'm not denying that. That is a fact, especially when you look at the population, and that also goes into like a whole bunch of other shit when we talk about like systemic racism and stuff like that. You're putting everybody in one little fucking in one area, and of course you're gonna have influx of crime, and of course there's gonna be those people because they have no way out.
yeah, no resources, no help.
Right.
You just the analogy, I hate to cut you off, but the analogy that my grandfather loves to share is that when you have say you got a pit of dogs, right? You
Mm-hmm.
got 8 dogs. If all those dogs got a bowl for water, a bowl for food, and a house, you're not gonna have a lot of confrontation in there. You have a little bit of minor politics, just to establish, who's the big dog. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be pretty peaceful. If
Mm-hmm.
you take all of those dog bowls away and have one dog bowl for water, one dog bowl for food, and one house, there's going to be a lot of confrontation, and it's
That's
going to
right.
be almost constant. You take the resources out of something, and then you just expect people to just, all right, go ahead, make it. Pull
Figure it
yourself up
out.
by your bootstraps. Pull
Stop
yourself
being
up.
lazy. Stop being lazy. Just
Another
work.
ML quote, another MLK quote. How are you going to tell a man to pull himself up by his bootstraps when he ain't got no fucking boots? I added a couple words in there, but it was an idea that I had got from the great ancestor there.
I'm
You gon-
paraphrasing, damn it.
you gonna tell somebody to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and they ain't even got no fucking boots,
Knowing damn well we don't got boots. That's the sad
holes
thing
in the
about it.
socks.
Mm.
We ain't even got socks. Shit. Some of us don't even have socks. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
to get
it's
back to
fucked
my
up.
point, right?
Hmm.
When it comes to like law enforcement and the way that they dehumanize people of color and the way they demonize people of color, it's beyond me. And every day we're seeing it. Literally a couple of hours ago, I just seen this 9-year-old girl, right, being placed in restraints and then pepper sprayed while in restraints. Now, some of the information that is unraveling, again, I guess as the time passes, I'll get more information that's more concrete. But mom calls the police because the girl has suicide ideations. We told you guys last episode what suicide ideations is, right? So the cops come, they show up. Now, I'm not 100% sure why they felt they need to put her in restraints. Personally, if I was on scene, I would have just waited and waited for her father to show up if he was going to show up. Or if
Right.
not, I wait for medical professionals to show up. That is my job. My job is not to make things and escalate things, right? So they're fighting to put this girl in restraints, which I don't understand. They finally get her handcuffed, and now they're trying to place her in their vehicle. Again, I don't understand because you're still waiting for medical professionals, right? In the process of that, they're pulling on the girl's arms, they're fighting with her. She's telling them she's a kid. They're yelling at her, screaming at her, roughing her up, and it's highly unacceptable and unnecessary, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what the terms are and why they're there. Then they finally get a female officer, and I want to applaud that woman because I honestly do believe she did everything in her power, right, to try to de-escalate the situation and still fill her role as a loyal police officer. Okay, and when I say loyal police officer, I mean she's still doing her job to the best of her ability, right? So
Right.
she's trying to de-escalate the situation. She's calming the girl down, but the one thing I can't get past, right, is we watch this guy put his gloves on, grab his bottle of mace, pepper spray, whatever it is. He sprays the girl in the face after she's handcuffed, kind of like a fuck you, right? Or here's what you get for fucking making me go through all this work. And then he slams the door. Now, for those that do not know, that are not properly trained in in using non-lethal weapons, when you spray someone, right, and there is no type of ventilation, and you enclose them in that space, it is going to amplify tenfold. The girl is 9 years old.
The girl is suffocating, basically.
That is
Uh,
torture.
That is torture. You're torturing that 9-year-old girl. You're torturing a child.
and for
And as
any
her father,
mm,
whoo,
boy,
as her father, me
boy,
pulling up on scene, it was gonna be a fucking problem. As her
mm-mm.
father, I don't know what happened after the fact, but I hate to say some shit like I wish a motherfucker would because I don't want to have that type of mentality. But it's
Right.
just like
If that
I
happened
can't
to me,
imagine. I can't imagine what my next move would be when I pulled up.
that's called perspective, brother. So hey, I'm right there with you, man. Can you imagine? Can you
No,
No,
imagine?
I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
no,
Because then now I'm put in a situation to where I'm gonna want to react, right? And I'm probably not gonna react the best way. And then here I am, not acting the best way, and then I'm gonna put myself in a situation. And this is
right.
the fucking cycle that
hmm
happens every day.
we are expected to be calm and be rational
At
in
all
these
times.
in these times, these traumatizing and irrational, crazy ass times. We're expected to be more calm than the person that's trained for this type of interaction. You fear for your life. What the fuck do you think is happening in my mind right now?
You got a gun pointed at me. Or you
You
just
scared. Can you imagine how fucking scared I am?
I'm unarmed, family. You got backup. You got a whole squad. You got a utility belt, basically, to
Batarangs
de-escalate.
and shit.
Battering.
But what are we trained? A bad decision is better than no decision, right?
That's right.
Yeah, but
That's what
two.
they say.
But how far does that go?
Yeah, well, it depends on what situation you're talking about.
Right.
You know, that's
You
that's
gotta draw the
that's that
line.
that's the
You
way
gotta
the
draw the
game
line.
goes. That's the way
Yeah.
the game goes. And speaking as law enforcement at one point in time, you know how that is. Sometimes shit ain't always black and white. There are gray areas. But
A lot.
when it comes to being humane and treating somebody with dignity and respect, that is always there. You know,
Right.
we're supposed to be professionals. This isn't a game of get back. You know, unless
Facts.
I seen this one thing where somebody spit in this cop's face, and it was
Oh yeah.
if I was that cop, I'm gonna rock your
Nah.
shit
I
too.
got you.
Nah.
I'm gonna rock
Yeah.
your shit too.
Yeah, I gotta rock this
I
But
shit.
got you.
you know,
I can't let
it,
that fly.
that tit for tat game of get back, is something that gets cops in deeper than things needed to go. It escalates shit, and now you won. You won. You know,
But
especially when
at what cost?
especially if somebody's already detained.
But at what
Somebody's
cost?
well,
What
it
cost?
depends on who sees it.
Depends on who's backing you.
Yep.
What DA is like, it's okay.
It's all right. It's
Yo,
June. It's okay. It's all right.
The sun was out that night. Oh, you're good.
It's
It's
fine.
stupid shit like that, bro. But I can tell you what. You know what's funny? I got a little secret, right? Do you know, for all the years that I've done law enforcement, I have never, except one time, I have never, right, been able to not de-escalate a situation while talking. Seriously. I have never had an incident where I could not just talk my way out of a situation. There was only one time I could not. And even then,
the
somebody
talking
else
shit.
came. No, I'm talking like, no, I can literally show up and talk somebody off the fucking ledge. I've done it multiple times.
Hmm.
You
I remember you with that
motherfuckers
big
have seen
Samoan.
me do
I
shit like
remember
that.
you with the big Samoan. You remember that
No
shit?
draws. Remember that
No
shit? Yeah.
draws. Yeah, I remember
So
that shit.
let me tell y'all. You know what? I was thinking about this the other day, actually, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all a little story, right? We show up. It was a fucking DV, bro. It was a domestic. Um, This Samoan dude, he was fucking huge, man. I don't know how big he was, but he was massive. Got to be 310, and I'm talking. I was. He was gonna eat me up for lunch, bro.
The
I
And
motherfucker
showed
I'm
look
his
up.
like
backup.
Maui.
Yo, and I'm his
Worse.
backup. I'm his backup.
Yes, this motherfucker's my backup, bro. And we pull up to the spot, and we're just like, what's going on? And he was upset. When I tell you, this man was, he had a right to be angry too. He was angry. He was like,
Mhm.
yo, she's fucking cheating on me. She's fucking around one of her coworkers. I'm here with the kids all day, and this bitch, I'm gonna go over there right now. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Chill.
Calm down, big fella.
That's
Hey.
did I call it big fella? I know I
Yeah,
was like,
you
yo,
called him big fella. You called him big fella. You
I
called
was
him big
wild. I'm a
fella.
wild dude when I'm on scene, but I was like, yo, just chill. And I was like, talk to me, bro. Talk to me. And I was like, you know what? I understand what you're going through. And when I started rapping to this dude, he calmed down. He even took a seat, right? And I was like, are you okay? You want me to get you some slippers? He has some big ass feet too. You want me to get some slippers for you when we go in the house and get your stuff? He's like, nah, I'm good. And then we talked. And then the other, go ahead, bro.
And I'm kicking ad libs whole time. Because remember, I'm here too. So while
Yeah.
you just imagine me in the background. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
it was a
love our
great day.
dynamic when we
I
was
do
at work
too, man.
because
I
it was
do too,
so
bro.
fucking legit. And he was yeah, word. Ooh, she did what? She
Yeah.
fucking who?
I don't blame you. I don't blame you,
I'll be
dog. I
mad
don't
too,
blame
man. Fuck that bitch. Yo,
Hell no.
he was stupid, bro. Mo is fucking crazy. So
you.
we calm the dude down. The other cops come. I let them deal with her, right? Let them get her side of the story. And there was like, they finally came over the radio. They was like, hey, listen, I think he hit her. She had something in her eye, whatever. And I was like, he's like, we gotta bring him back. So no bullshit. I swear to God, I cannot make this up. I was like, hey, listen, she's alleging that you hit her, right? If she has any marks at whatever, then you hit her. And I asked, did you hit her? He said, I think I did. I said, okay, well, I think you're gonna have to come back with us. All right. And he's like, all right. So I was like, go ahead and stand up for me. And I started patting this dude down. This is when I knew this motherfucker had no draws, bro. This is next level. So he goes, bro. He goes. I stand him up. He had like his little Samoan skirt. I don't know what you call it. I don't want to be offensive, but like a little
I call
skirt.
it a skirt, but
It's
yeah,
a
that shit
skirt.
was a
It's like a
skirt.
kilt, right?
Yeah.
It's like silk. Shit was kind of see through, but I didn't realize until I put my gloves on and I started searching him, and I was like, "Yo, my man ain't got no drawers on, bro." So I do my thing, whatever. I was like, "Are you good?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." We had to use two cuffs. He was that big. We
Yep.
put him in the back of my
Damn.
car. He was
Yeah, I had
huge,
to give
yo,
him my cuffs too.
massive, massive. I can't make this up, bro. Like he was huge. He even had to sit at an angle because he couldn't fit in the back seat. So
Yep.
then he gets in the back seat, and I'm just talking to him like, "Listen, bro, I don't know what happened. I understand, passions are high right now." And I gave him a dad talk like, "You can't be your wife is small, man. You could have killed her. You got kids." He's like, I know." And like, that's not cool, man. He's like, "I know." Yeah, bro.
Didn't he have scratches on his face too though? Like they was fighting. It wasn't he just beat her ass and no shit like that. Like
True.
she
Yeah,
had
he
swung
did.
on
He
him.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. After like I think he took her phone or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's what happened.
But regardless of the fact. So I put old boy in the back seat, man. We driving off. We're having a conversation. And then I was like, yo, you like music, man? And I never forget this shit because I think Mo was behind me. I was like, you like music? And he was like, yeah. I was like, yo, this new Little Dicky album dropped. You want to hear this shit? Like, yo, that's my shit. So I put the song on. I'm blasting the song in the car, but we driving. I started swerving and shit. He's laughing. He's having it like he feels better, you know? And Mo called me like, yo, what the fuck is going on? You
Are you
okay?
fighting? Are
Like,
you tussling? Are
is he?
you tussling,
Yeah.
about it?
He's
so
like,
so on this day, I was
yes,
his backup, but we had so many extra vehicles that I got my
yes,
own vehicle. You know
yep,
what I'm saying?
yep.
So he had a cage, I didn't have a cage, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So he transported him. So I'm following him, and I could see like they turned up in there. So I'm like, wait a fuck it. Like I see a whole bunch of
Swerving and moving and shit.
wait a minute. And I know with a cage, it ain't no way this big bastard was gonna get his hands on him. So man, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Oh yeah, this new
Look,
little dicky slap.
we jamming out, bro. We jamming
Yo,
out.
we had a good time, bro. And you know what? That's how it always was with me. Like I was always the cool cop. You know what I'm saying? I was always chill. And we finally got back. We processed. Oh boy, but the difference in how I treat somebody with dignity and respect, right? I never, ever, ever, as law enforcement, took it that extra step to dehumanize anybody, regardless of how
Right.
big they were, how little they were, or how I felt about what was going on. I treat you as a human being the way I want to be treated, and
You
that's
know,
not reciprocated.
I think that's something that we can all relate to because and I can speak for myself on this. If I was to do anything remotely close to dehumanizing the person while on duty, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I have a very bad, like, I have a conscience where, like, if I done something guilty, it'll show, and it would legit bother me on my day to day, whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
So when you have a job like that, man, do you have to go in with a clear conscience? Because if not,
It's
that just shows what type of person you are. Because maybe you should get, if you're doing sick shit like that on a regular and you don't feel bad about it, man, you should really get checked.
this whole defund the police, which I feel like is a dumbass fucking idea.
That's dumb.
If anything, funds should be reallocated throughout the police force
Right.
rather than defunding, because those things should be put more into training and more programs put in place to, better make sure that these police are taken care of. It's a dangerous
Hmm.
fucking job that these men
That's
and
right.
women have.
True.
But my original point was the fact of it's ingrained in the culture of America to look at us that way. And
Yeah.
that's why it's two cities, bro. It's two separate realities that we live in. And the other side will never be able to truly see what we go through. But they get a good glimpse because it's all videotaped, you know?
Um, man, there's some sick people out there that look at those videos, and some people look at it as entertainment, or they'll use the excuse, or we don't know we don't know what happened before it was recorded.
Yeah.
Honestly, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter in a lot of cases. It doesn't matter what wasn't recorded for a person to be in restraints, getting their ass kicked, or having their knee on their neck for like almost 8 minutes, however long it was, too
Beyond
fucking
eight
long,
minutes. Yeah. Too
beyond eight
fucking long.
minutes, way too fucking long. So that right there is a cop out. If you are one of those people that are trying to look for excuses on
Justify that bullshit.
try to justify the bullshit when you know that shit is inhumane. You wouldn't do that shit in a one-on-one fight. So why the fuck does a cop have the right to do that? If you're making up those excuses, you are a racist. You are a piece of shit.
And you are a part of the fucking problem.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. We see it all
Yep.
the time, man. I see it all the time. And it's kind of fucking sickening when you think about it because when people say, oh, I'm not racist because of X, Y, and Z, 9 out of 10 times you are. Let's just keep it
Mm,
a buck. 9 out of 10 times, even if you're not, then the fact that you had to come out and say that to justify it means that you say some borderline shit to begin with.
Yeah, right.
Am I right or wrong? Because there's no
absolutely right.
reason for you to fucking have to say it if you're not. We should
Right.
just be like, yo, okay, you cool. That's it. It is what it is.
Right.
But it's not the case, man. When you got to fucking sit there and justify it, it's something else. And
It
Hmm.
that's what
is.
we're talking about. That's what we're talking about all that shit combined. There's also people that I'm seeing, which are becoming more prevalent, that are down for the cause, right? They're down for the cause. Oh, they're out there chanting, marching, Black Lives Matter, and they're like, we're all equal. Why can't we all get along? But they're also the same people that still have those deep rooted feelings that don't view other people as the same, right? And then there's also other people out there, right, that feel like, oh, I'm not racist. I have a black girlfriend. I'm
Hmm.
not racist. My cousin's black. I'm not racist. Here's my black son, right? So, so just because you like black body parts does not mean you like black people. All right. Just because you have black family doesn't mean you have black problems. And that's another thing, right? Everybody wants to be down and with the shits until you're with the shits, right? You
Hmm.
cannot pick and choose what you like of something. It's either all or nothing, right? It's either you truly understand that this is another human being or you don't.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
We talk about Tale of Two Cities, and there's an obvious separation, right? And I hate to bring it back to race. I hate to just base it solely on race because we're talking class or economic class. There are a lot of factors that go into interactions and the way people get ahead here in this country, right? And when we look at the relationship between colored folks and police, we look at the allies that come out to support, to show that they pissed off too, and there's something obviously broken in the system. There are the one of the things that I've noticed and that people try to downplay is that there are also um I don't want to call them anarchists. There's another word I'm thinking of.
Opportunist.
opportunists that just want to fuck shit up, you
Yeah.
know? And when that type of shit happens, you know, it makes everything look like it's for nothing, you know.
Right.
No matter if we're angry or not, you know, I'm cool with riding. I completely understand, you know, a motherfucker's frustrated that you're unheard. You got to do what the fuck you got to do, right?
Right.
You
Right.
hear me now? Are you paying attention now?
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, it's other people who are out here. It was just like they're taking advantage of the fact that like, oh yeah, well, or even inciting the shit sometimes. You know, humans are we all have a mob mentality. We all got a gang mentality. It's a
Mm.
tribal mentality that we all have. If emotions are high and somebody throws a punch, there's gonna be another punch coming. That's all. That's just the way shit rocks. You know.
Right.
So, you know, I was thinking about this shit because I looked at it again. The way the Capitol riot was portrayed versus the way Black Lives Matter protests are portrayed versus a celebration for a hockey team or you know what I'm saying, uh, someone celebrating in that manner. The way they portray things through the media mainly, you know, because they're always playing they're always playing that card. It's the same thing with natural disasters.
The biggest.
It's a tale of two cities is what I was trying to get to.
Mm.
All right. You know, there's always a
In between, either or.
there's
Yeah.
no, it's like you look at one thing through a certain rose colored lens and then the other one is like, and this is the
The
darkest of
rest.
the dark. You know, like the fuck.
So a lot of the viewers that's going to be watching this, I'm pretty sure everyone knows of the name Jane Elliott. So Jane Elliott, you could look up on YouTube an experiment that she did a few decades ago. I think it was in the 70s, where she asked a classroom full of students, would you trade, would you live in the black man's life? Will you be a black man for a day? And no one raised their hand. That right there is proof that they know that the bullshit that's going on with black people and they don't want no part of it. They don't want to live that shit. So it's out of sight, out of mind, like you said, say. But don't take what I'm saying as truth. Look it up on YouTube, Jane Elliott. You just look up her name, and I guarantee it'll come up. And it really gives you
Yeah.
perspective on how deep our problem is. And I'll leave
Facts.
it at that. Mic drop.
So, as always, this
Yeah.
concludes our episode, right? We definitely appreciate all of our fans out there listening to us and staying in tune. We also got a little surprise for you guys, right? As we said, we are now on Apple and Spotify and wherever the fuck else you're listening to your podcast, we are there, right? So please, if you guys are out working out, running, or doing anything else, go ahead and hit whatever platform you're using for your podcast and go ahead and stream us, right? We promise to continue to live the best quality of content that we can. We got some fire for you guys, brother Mo.
And if we are not on whatever you, because I know people listen to their podcasts on different platforms. If we're not there, let us know, and we will be there. All
Mm,
right. So if you got a certain stream that you like to fuck with, you know what I'm saying, let us know in the comments below, and we'll slide over there too to make sure we represent just for y'all. All
that's
right.
right. Whenever you call me. Nope.
I'll be there.
Yeah. I was like, yo, wait, no, nobody caught that shit, bro. But like we said, right? Please like and subscribe. And as always, remember, say that shit how you feel. Say how you feel.
Say it with your
Say
chest.
that shit how you feel every time.
Mm,
Don't hold it
every time.
back, man. Fuck it. If
Fuck
they
it.
don't
Say
like
it.
it, it is what it is, baby.
That's
It
right.
is what it is.
Facts.
Yeah. What they said.
So I'm Say.
I'm free.
And I'm Mo.
Y'all have a good one, man.
Peace, family. Much love to you.